The Best Wife, a Love Story. Arjun Verma was a man of few words. He was intelligent, well-educated, and worked as a senior software engineer in Bangalore. But when it came to matters of the heart, he was reserved and often misunderstood as cold. He believed in logic, order, and discipline. Love, he thought, was just a chemical reaction, fleeting and unreliable. That changed the day he met Meera. Meera Kapoor was everything he wasn't. She was lively, warm, and full of curiosity. A literature teacher by profession, she could talk for hours about poetry, art, and dreams. Arjun met her at a mutual friend's wedding. She wore a yellow sari and laughed with such ease that he couldn't help but notice. For reasons he couldn't explain, he felt peace around her. Meera, on the other hand, found Arjun's seriousness strangely endearing. "You're like a puzzle," she told him once. "I like puzzles." They started talking. Coffee turned into dinner. Texts turned into late-night phone calls. A connection bloomed, slowly, quietly, but deeply. After a year, they got married. Their wedding was simple, just the way Arjun wanted. Meera didn't care for grand gestures. She just wanted a life with him. Life after marriage. Their life together was not perfect, but it was real. Meera learned how to handle Arjun's silence. Arjun learned to appreciate Meera's spontaneous nature. While he focused on his work, she made their house a home, filling it with books, plants, and laughter. Every morning, Meera would wake up before him to prepare his lunch, slipping a little note inside the box. "Don't forget to smile today. Missing you already. You're my favorite hello and hardest goodbye." Arjun never replied to the notes, but he kept every single one in a drawer at work. She didn't need expensive gifts. She found joy in small things, cooking his favorite food, holding his hand during evening walks, or simply watching a movie together. The Storm. 3 years into their marriage, Arjun's company suddenly shut down. He was laid off with no warning. He couldn't bring himself to tell Meera. For 3 weeks, he pretended everything was normal. Every morning, he dressed in his formal shirt, packed his bag, and left for work. He spent his days sitting in parks, trying to figure out his next step. Shame wrapped itself around him like chains. He felt like a failure. Meera noticed the change. The forced smiles, the longer silences, the look in his eyes that wasn't there before. One evening, when he returned home, she handed him a small envelope. Inside was a handwritten letter. "Arjun, I know. I've known for a while. You don't have to pretend with me. You are not your job. You are the man I love. The man who held my hand when I was afraid. Who fixed the light at 2 a.m. without a complaint. Who makes me feel safe in a world that isn't always kind. We are a team. Let's face this together." Arjun broke down for the first time in years. She held him without a word, rocking him gently as he wept on her shoulder. Rising again. With Meera's support, Arjun began again. He took freelance work, upgraded his skills, and eventually launched a tech startup with 2 former colleagues. It wasn't easy, but Meera was always there. Every failure, she faced with calmness. Every victory, she celebrated like it was her own. Years passed. Arjun's startup became successful. One evening, he was invited to speak at a major tech conference. During his speech, he paused and said, "Everyone talks about ambition, hustle, and vision. But let me tell you something. I wouldn't be standing here without my wife. When I had nothing, she gave me her everything. She didn't just marry a man with a job. She married the man behind the job. I didn't just find a partner. I found my strength, my peace and my home. She is the best wife anyone could ask for." The crowd clapped, but Arjun only looked at one person in the front row, Mira. Her eyes were full of tears, her smile soft, her heart full. Epilogue. They grew old together in the same house where it all began, where the walls still whispered their love, and the drawer still held every note Mira ever wrote. And every night before bed, Arjun whispered the same words to her, words he once struggled to say. "I love you, Mira."